Dominion Raceway, my home track. We won a billion races here, it feels like, and finally I get to be at a track where I know what I'm doing. So as you can see, as you're about to see in a second, we've got people driving the track. It poured down rain last night after practice, and now the one thing about this track is that it weeps really bad. So the track is going to be wet all night. It's completely changed it, but the thing is, we don't even know if we're going to race tonight because we have more rain in the forecast, and apparently we're supposed to race tomorrow, but who knows? Hopefully the weather clears up and we get the race tonight, because we did swap the car from white to red. It looks exactly like my personal car. It's not my personal car. We just wrapped it red, and we also made it the Ferrari. So the Ferrari is back at Dominion. It's also where it belongs. It's home. And we actually won a race here earlier this year. It was 200 laps. It was our third straight Dickie Boswell. We've won all of them so far, so that's awesome. And that race was longer than this one. This series is a lot more competitive than that race probably was, but we tested all day yesterday, and I feel like we're really good. I think we wound up 7th all day in practice, but we were 2nd in the practice that we mocked up in. I'm expecting to have a good chance tonight. It's hot, the track's gonna be different. I feel like I have an advantage because I've raced on these weepers before, and man, I'm just excited to get into it. We do have hats on the store, so be sure to check them out, AirDoug.net. I'll put a link down in the description. And this race is also special too because it's Minnie's mission. So Minnie Tyrell runs a non-profit and basically brings in families that have been affected by childhood cancer or some other sort of like devastating disease. So last night we had dinner with everybody, and today we got to welcome them down into the pits and give them a ride around. So Camden is my guy, and Camden is on the chip. He's a trip, he's a lot of fun. And I told them that if we win, they can have the trophy. I'm really happy to have their family here. Camden is actually a survivor, so he's doing really well. And he's awesome, man. So I want to represent their family well tonight. So we're gonna have them down for driver intros, and then they're also gonna be sitting up in the suite with my parents and everything. And it's gonna be a good time. I hope we get the race tonight. They told me that if it rains out till tomorrow, they'll be here. So either way, as long as we can get it in, I intend on making them proud. It's just gonna be a fun weekend, man. It really puts things into perspective for you know, how blessed you are just to wake up and just do what we do, you know, and not have many complications. And then also on Thursday, we've been here for 2 days. We had to put down my dog Gizmo, and Gizmo was 13 years old and basically the dog I grew up with. So miss Gizmo a lot. Last time I lost a dog, it was her sister Macy, and it was at this track, was the following race. And it was like a big race in October, and we won, and Gizmo was at the track, so I'm gonna put a picture of Gizmo at the track. So, you know, that's another reason why I would like to win this weekend. So we got all the motivation in the world. We're home. We got the red car, the Ferrari, Gizmo, Camden and his family. And, you know, everything is on our side. We got a fast race car. So I'm just excited to get after it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe. Let's get ready for a fun day at the
Nice, real nice. Phew, look at that. Phew, that is real nice.
So I'm not sure where we wound up in practice, but we never mocked up or had anything good on the car. We kind of just worked on our race run. So race-wise, I think we're good. Qualifying's about to start. We got some cloud coverage. The track's got weepers all over it. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what to expect time-wise, but we've got a good car. We got a good chance at the pole. Only got 1 million laps. So let's regroup after qualifying. I think we got a good chance at it.
Objective is complete for Minnie Tyrell. He is your pole sitter yet again.
Make sure to subscribe to AirDoug.
Dude, Doug Barnes is winning today, man. He's the best guy on this lineup, man. It's over. Subscribe to Doug Barnes.
Dude, you might have. This might be my tallest subscriber. What's up?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'll fit in the car, but maybe one day.
So just know you pretty much have the confidence that 1 million laps on the track probably going to fare a little bit better for you than some of the other drivers here. been in victory lane quite a few times. You're a two-time champion here at Speedway Raceway on stock car. So you've got a little bit of accolades to back you up and give you some confidence. Look at AirDoug Martinsville machines to be victory lane.
I think we got a really good chance.
Next out onto the runway, starting in the 8th position, the driver of the 88, Doug Barnes Jr. in that Jones Toyota. Doug brought with him Adam, who is a 9-year-old survivor of cancer, as well as his sister Kira and their parents, Terry Ann and Greg.
All right, so we're rolling off 8th. Wish we could have been a little bit better, but I mean, it's so tight, dude. And like I said, I got a billion laps here, so I know how to run this. We're gonna be in good shape for the race, starting on the top. I think that's an advantage just because the weepers on the bottom. It was fun walking out Camden and Kiera out through the stage, so I hope they had fun. I hope they're excited for the race. And 125 laps, ready to get after it.
For the land of the free.
I think at this point you probably know that if you hear my voice, it's not the best thing. For some reason, the race audio picked up the race control, and that's never happened to me before. So kind of like in the Langley video, I'm going to narrate you through this. But don't worry, for the Sobo 200, it's going to work properly. It works for all 200 laps, so the race audio is back for that one. So we're getting started right away. The 8 comes off the wall, and Landon was already tight to him, so they both wreck directly in front of me. And I think it was my dad came over the radio, and it's like, that was probably the easiest 2 passes you're going to have all night. And as you'll see, that was clearly the case. Now we're restarting on the top here, and I would say one of the biggest contributing factors for me liking a track in late models is multi-groove racing. Now, Dominion isn't nearly as spread out as Florence is, but you can definitely rip the top of Dominion. So I'm going to be up here until I can finally clear the 29, and then I'm kind of running behind Chad and Laney for just a while, and I start losing the handle of the car at this point. Now, once we get going and spread out a little bit, I didn't really feel like I was able to carry the entry speed that I needed to, and I also didn't have nearly the cut under throttle that I needed either. So the car was kind of just a headache to drive, but we're still running, I believe, 5th at this point, and then Connor runs me down, and I have to fend off him. Now, I thought about putting up a fight here, but there's still a lot of time left in this race, and we're guaranteed 2 more cautions, so I just dropped in line. Then right at the end of the stage, the 5 catches me. I think this is Caden, and I was struggling with the car at this point. But luckily, the stage brake comes out. Now we're going to be restarting P6 again, and the outside line just does not go. It's already got me back to 7th before we even get into turn 1. And the inside line is really just rolling past me. I can't really go anywhere. But luckily for us, unlucky for everybody else, there was a caution on the front stretch, so we get to re-rack them. So for the 5th time, we're firing off at P6. And now this is about when the race starts to go downhill. There's going to be some 88 on 88 crime because there's a wall there and the inside car just kept coming up. So now I know this may not look like much, but when we just get together a little bit, just that little touch right there with the 5 made me jump up and sit down on my cool shirt, which is odd because I felt like my belts were fully tight, but my cool shirt literally started choking me from this point on. And I think at this point we still have 70 laps to go. And obviously it's hot as hell in this race car as it is. And so struggling with any sort of comfort issue is not the best. So we say side by side for a while, and I decide just to kind of drop in line. That way I'm not burning my stuff off on the top. So we lose a few more positions and then the caution finally comes out. Thank God, because at this point, I'm not going to lie to you, with the way the cool shirt was, I was falling out the damn seat. Now, we've restarted in P6 every single time, and now we find ourselves all the way back in P10. But let me tell you how little I was thinking in this situation, because I was panicking. I was sweaty and my shirt was wet, so I couldn't unchoke myself. And I know this is supposed to be me telling you what I'm going through and not so much a story time, but this is probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in a race car before. I took my helmet hose off and I put it in my visor just so I could feel like I was like inhaling something, and I sure was. I was inhaling carbon monoxide. All this cool box is doing is taking air from inside the car and cooling it, and it's supposed to blow it into your helmet. You're not supposed to breathe it. So I'm already falling out the seat because I can't breathe. No matter what I do, I can't rip the shirt, I can't do anything. I feel like I'm dying. I got my damn gloves off. I'm not even kidding. I have my gloves off while racing. Inhaling the air from the car has now made my vision go blurry. And we get a run going here, and we continue to lose spots, man. I am falling out the damn seat. Now, I've had some races where I get tired, but I have never had some races where I was about to throw in the towel and surrender. This was a race where I was about to surrender. It was bad. I've never felt so terrible in a race car before. The caution comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, is this race ever going to end? This is brutal, man. Like, I just need to get out of this car. My water, all the ice is melted. There's no relief in the car. There's no relief in the car. I've never been in such a panic in my life. I feel like I'm fighting to just be alive more than I'm fighting any sort of handling with the car. Now, I know it doesn't show it, but this caution was a little lengthy, so I felt like I kind of caught like a second wind, and I was like, I can thug this out for 9 laps. Like, it's not going to be too bad. I mean, if I die, at least I died trying. I'm not saying that I would have actually died, but I'm just saying this is just what it felt like at this point. So we get going, and then they start wrecking right in front of us. So now I get another caution and I get to catch my breath a little bit more. And I needed it so bad. I was struggling. I know I've said it, but I was struggling so damn bad. Get like one last chance to catch my breath and I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. Like I'm going to try and just sit up, try and get what we can out of this night. I've got a little bit of energy left, so let's use the rest of it. So now we're restarting ninth. My first start on the inside. And I don't know what that start is. I don't know why I'm a car length and a half back, dude. I was not thinking right. I pretty much relived this race for the first time because I don't remember any of it from being inside the helmet. So when I'm watching this, I can kind of remember what's going on. But either way, we're digging here, just trying to make the most of it. Now, I start working on Caden here, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's almost better that the race audio didn't work. Like, if it wasn't going to work for one race, it was good that it was this race, because I didn't talk at all. I'm not kidding. I was so focused on survival that I didn't speak at all. At one point, they asked if I was all right. They said, "We haven't heard from you for 45 minutes," and I just responded with a simple yes, and I proceeded not to talk the rest of the race. I was trying to have every bit of energy I could. So now we've actually got fairly good drive. I feel like I'm able to turn up underneath of everybody. So I peek out under Landon here, and he tries to pin me, so we just got to boot him. Then we get up to the 29, and I could see he was struggling across the bumps, so I set him up well. And I turned down underneath of him out of 2. Just when I'm thinking we're about done, the caution comes out one last time, and we're going to restart in P6. And all that energy I've been saving is kind of gone now. And I'm like, God, just get me out of this race car. I felt like P6 was a damn win at this point. So Landon cuts a tire, but the caution doesn't come out. And then I'm behind Laney, and I got the 15 tight on me. And this is pretty much how it's just going to play out to the end of the race. We brought it home P6, which felt like a win. But, dude, let me tell you, I've never been so glad to climb out of a race car in my life. This was brutal. This is by far the worst I've ever felt in a race car. And like I said, it might be better that the radio didn't record. That way you actually know what's going on, because I didn't take time to explain it in the outro. I wasn't the happiest about this race just because I expected to come into Dominion and have a chance to win, and we obviously didn't. So that sucked. I don't necessarily think the car was capable of winning, but I mean, for probably 60 laps of that race, I was just really struggling. I've never felt like that before in a race car. I never want to feel like that again. That's the beauty of this YouTube channel, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just telling you how I felt. We still brought home a decent finish, and there was no quit. So we're going to jump into the outro, but the next video you can expect from me, which I didn't know it at the time, is going to be the Sobo 200. That's coming out on Wednesday, July 9th. So we are at my parents' house. I'm actually going to the Dominican Republic tomorrow. And that wraps up our Dominion video. So finished 6th. Definitely not the night that we wanted, but we finished with no incidents or major damage at all, so that's nice for once. Car wasn't the best. We would either slide in or just push if I could get it in stable, but not exactly what we wanted when it came to Dominion. We had this one circled, but you know, it is what it is. So I do want to give another shout out to Camden and his family for coming along. I didn't actually get to say bye because we kind of were in a hurry to get out of here. Huge shout out to them. I want to stay in contact with them, and I'm sure they're going to be watching this video. So thank you guys for coming. I hope everybody had a great time. And, you know, congrats to Minnie for winning the race as well. It's cool to see him win, especially when that whole thing was put on because of him and his family. So I don't really have much more to say. I'm just kind of glad to be done. We got a week off, and then we're going to Sobo for the first Triple Crown race, and then we turn around 4 days later and we race on Caraway. So should have some videos coming out soon. This was a fun one. Sucks that we didn't get the results that we wanted, but you know, still not a terrible points night. Some people had some struggles, so I'd assume that we probably got back into the top 10 after this one. So if it's out, then we'll put it here. And that's the points right now. But with that being said, if you're new to the channel, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe. We'll see you guys.